A silence falls across your life, heavier than any storm you faced. There comes a moment when the divine reaches out one last time, and the question is, will you hear it? Moments have passed, when subtle signs brushed past you, whispers you turned away from, nudges you dismissed. Today, the message is different. The urgency cannot be ignored. Today, the call pierces through the distractions, the noise, and the endless chatter that keeps your soul from noticing. In this video, you will uncover the hidden patterns of divine guidance, how God's messages appear in unexpected forms through subtle events, and the quiet lessons embedded in everyday struggles. You will learn why so many miss these final signs, and more importantly, how to open yourself to the rare, fleeting moments when the universe bends toward you. The knowledge shared here is not common. It is steeped in ancient wisdom, refined through centuries of Shaolin practice, and aimed at awakening a deeper awareness within you. You will explore the silent power of stillness, the discipline that sharpens perception, and the ways your choices shape the moments when divine intervention touches your life. Each insight is a doorway to a deeper connection, a guide to recognizing when guidance comes and understanding the stakes of ignoring it. Stay with this message until the very end, because the lessons you will hear are rare, precise, and life-altering. These truths have shifted the lives of those who listened, and now they reach out to you. Welcome to Shaolin Soulfire, a sanctuary for awakening the mind, heart, and spirit. Subscribe and join this path, where every moment is an opportunity to hear the whispers of the divine and step fully into the power that awaits. A single moment of stillness can reveal more than a lifetime of noise. Awareness is the quiet flame within, waiting for attention. Most pass through life blind to the subtle currents that shape their path. Yet every thought, every feeling, every choice carries a message. The world moves fast, but wisdom whispers slowly, nudging those who listen. When God reaches out, it is rarely with thunder or fire. It is a soft hint, a fleeting thought, a gentle tug at the heart. These nudges can be easy to miss, drowned out by the clamor of everyday life. A small hesitation, a sudden intuition, a persistent question that lingers, these are the sacred signs. They are the language of the unseen, speaking in rhythms that only patience and presence can understand. Mindfulness is the practice of noticing these rhythms. It begins with observing the mind, watching how thoughts arise and fade without attachment. Emotions become guides, not masters, revealing patterns and hidden truths. Choices, once unconscious, transform into mirrors of the soul. Each moment observed, each feeling acknowledged, opens a doorway to clarity. Cultivating stillness is not emptying the mind, but tuning it. Like the Shaolin monk who waits in silence, every breath becomes a tool, every pause a teacher. In these quiet spaces, intuition sharpens and the divine voice becomes discernible. The more one practices, the more ordinary moments shimmer with significance. A chance meeting, a sudden insight, a gentle warning, they are no longer accidents but invitations to step fully into awareness. Awareness is a gift, and like all gifts, it must be unwrapped with care. In the silence between thoughts, in the patience of observation, the guidance that once seemed distant draws near. The key is presence, the courage to notice, and the humility to follow the subtle path laid before you. Life has a way of holding a mirror up to the soul, and often it is through pain and struggle that the reflection becomes clear. Every difficulty, every moment of discomfort carries a lesson that the heart and mind are invited to see. These challenges are not punishments, but revelations, echoes of the parts within that remain unhealed, unexamined, or ignored. In the quiet halls of Shaolin temples, masters have long taught that discipline is forged through adversity. The body bends, the spirit resists, and yet with each test, the mind grows steadier. Pain is not an enemy, but a teacher. Struggle is not a burden, but a guide. Those who flee from discomfort miss the wisdom it carries, just as one who turns from the mirror will never truly know their own face. The lessons hidden in struggle are subtle, a repeated pattern of failure, a relationship that mirrors old wounds, a fear that refuses to dissipate. These are the ways the universe whispers, calling attention to what has been left unresolved. Ignoring these signs is easy, yet it is in this very avoidance that the final warning often passes unnoticed. Life's persistent nudges become the last chance to confront, understand, and transform. True mastery begins when the heart embraces discomfort without resistance. Discipline is not only about control over action, but mastery of perception, seeing clearly what lies beneath the surface and responding with courage and clarity. Pain loses its power when met with insight, and struggle transforms from an obstacle into a teacher. Every trial is a doorway, and each difficulty holds a map to the deeper self. To walk the path of wisdom is to meet life squarely, to honor the lessons within every reflection, and to allow the spirit to be tempered by what once seemed unbearable. In this way, struggle is not a shadow to flee from, but a lantern guiding toward inner freedom and lasting clarity. Every moment presents a choice, and within each choice lies the power to shape destiny. Guidance may arrive quietly, a subtle whisper from the divine, a gentle tug at the heart. Yet the voice alone cannot move the world. Action must follow, grounded in awareness and intention. To hear without responding is to remain on the edge of possibility, watching life unfold without truly participating. Even the smallest decisions carry weight. A word spoken with kindness, a moment of patience, a decision to remain present rather than distracted, these accumulate like ripples across a still pond. Over time, they shape character, influence relationships, and quietly mold the course of life. In the teachings of the ancients, it is understood that mastery is rarely achieved through grand gestures alone. It is built in the quiet, deliberate choices repeated day after day, each one reinforcing clarity, discipline, and alignment with the higher self. There is a lesson in the subtlety of consequence. Ignoring a nudge from the divine, delaying action, or turning away from truth is itself a choice, a decision to remain disconnected from guidance. Life often offers multiple opportunities to respond, but the pattern is clear. Those who consistently disregard the whispers of awareness gradually drift further from their own path until the final call becomes urgent, undeniable, and yet still reliant on personal action to be met. Understanding the power of choice is not a burden, it is liberation. It is the recognition that every response carries intention, and that the path to inner mastery is walked moment by moment. Discipline is exercised not only through physical training or ritual, but in the thoughtful navigation of each decision, in the courage to act when guidance is received, and in the humility to honor the consequences. The true measure of wisdom lies in seeing choices as sacred opportunities, each one a step closer to awakening, each one a chance to align with the flow of life. The mind often carries weight that it does not need, fears that whisper endlessly, desires that demand attention, and attachments that cloud perception. True clarity arises not from accumulation, but from letting go. Detachment is not abandonment of life, but the mastery of it, learning to see without distortion, to hear without distraction, and to act without being pulled by every passing impulse. In the halls of Shaolin, monks practice this daily. Each movement, each breath is guided by discipline and awareness. The body may be in motion, but the mind remains free from the tangles of ego and craving. Clarity does not emerge when we cling, but when we release the pride that distorts judgment, the fear that limits action, and the material illusions that veil what is real. Through mindful observation and calm surrender, the layers that obscure truth begin to fall away. Detachment allows one to perceive God's subtle guidance. The messages that often go unnoticed are delicate, hidden beneath the noise of a restless mind, a hurried thought, an unexamined desire, or the constant pull of external distractions can drown out the whispers that matter most. When the mind is unburdened, intuition sharpens and awareness deepens. Even the smallest sign, a fleeting thought, a pause in the heart, a gentle nudge, becomes unmistakable. Life asks for balance, to engage fully, yet not to be consumed, to care deeply yet not to cling, to pursue purpose yet not to be enslaved by outcomes. Detachment is the lens through which wisdom becomes visible, where truth is no longer blurred by fear or desire. In that stillness, clarity blooms and guidance is no longer hidden. By learning to separate what is essential from what is noise, one discovers the sacred rhythm of life and the quiet ways the divine reaches toward those who are ready to truly see. Discipline is not punishment, it is a path to freedom. The mind, left unchecked, drifts through life, pulled by impulses and distractions. But through consistent practice, meditation, reflection, conscious action, a space opens where clarity and receptivity can flourish. Each small effort is a step toward attuning the self to the subtler rhythms of existence, to the quiet guidance that often goes unnoticed. In Shaolin training, mastery begins with repetition. A single stance held with focus and precision strengthens not only the body but the mind. A single movement, practiced endlessly, becomes effortless and exact. The transformation is not sudden, it is gradual, subtle, and cumulative. Discipline, in this way, shapes the soul as surely as it shapes the body, forging resilience, focus, and awareness. The same principle applies to the spiritual path. A disciplined mind recognizes the gentle signals of the divine, the nudges, the intuitions, the fleeting insights that others overlook become vivid and undeniable. Without the practice of stillness and conscious effort, these messages remain hidden beneath the noise of distraction and habit. With discipline, the heart becomes a tuned instrument, capable of perceiving what is otherwise imperceptible. Even the smallest daily actions, pausing to breathe, reflecting on one's choices, showing patience in a moment of tension, contribute to this inner readiness. Over time, they cultivate a mind that does not merely react, but listens, discerns, and aligns with a higher order. Discipline is not rigid or harsh. It is the gentle shaping of attention and intention. Through this practice, life itself becomes a teacher. Challenges are no longer obstacles, but exercises in mastery. Guidance is no longer hidden, but clear. The disciplined mind moves with awareness, receiving and acting upon divine direction with quiet confidence and unwavering presence. Each day of practice is a step closer to alignment, a step closer to truly hearing the voice that reaches across the ordinary toward the extraordinary. There is a quiet voice that speaks within, soft and unassuming, yet impossible to ignore when truly heard. This is intuition, God's whisper, guiding toward what is right even when the mind hesitates or doubts. It is a subtle compass, pointing toward choices that align with purpose, revealing the path often hidden beneath the noise of habit and desire. Intuition is not to be confused with fleeting cravings or impulsive wants. Desire is loud, urgent, and often fleeting, driven by ego or circumstance. Intuition, by contrast, carries a sense of depth, a calm certainty that lingers long after the initial thought arises. It may appear as a quiet urging, a persistent thought, or a sudden clarity that cannot be reasoned away. In the teachings of the ancients, the ability to discern these subtle nudges is the mark of inner mastery, the sign of a mind and heart attuned to higher truths. Strengthening this inner knowing requires patience and discipline. Journaling invites reflection, allowing patterns to emerge and insights to surface. Meditation stills the mind, clearing the clutter so that intuition may speak clearly. Conscious pauses throughout the day offer moments to sense what lies beneath the surface of ordinary thought, fostering awareness of the whispers that guide action. Each practice is a thread, weaving connection between the outer world and the deeper self. The more one honors these subtle messages, the stronger they become, forming a quiet yet undeniable rhythm that shapes decisions and responses. Life's guidance, once elusive, begins to reveal itself with clarity. In this way, intuition is not magic or guesswork. It is cultivated perception, sharpened by discipline and reflection, a sacred dialogue between the soul and the divine. Those who listen carefully learn to act not from impulse, but from a grounded inner knowing that aligns every step with purpose and wisdom. There are moments when guidance comes repeatedly, gentle yet persistent, nudging toward insight, clarity, or change. To ignore these signals is not an act of defiance, but often a reflection of distraction, hesitation, or fear. Yet each overlooked message carries consequence, not as punishment, but as the quiet weight of missed opportunity. Life, like a teacher, measures growth not only by what is embraced, but also by what is neglected. Ignoring repeated guidance leads first to stagnation. Patterns remain unbroken, lessons unlearned, and potential unrealized. The mind may grow restless, the heart uneasy, as the same challenges continue to appear, echoing the truths that remain unseen. There is no sudden doom in this, only the subtle drift of life flowing past a person not fully present to its currents. In the ancient wisdom of Shaolin and other contemplative paths, this is understood as the slow erosion of alignment, a gentle but firm call to attention. Yet accountability need not be harsh. Awareness of missed guidance is itself an opportunity to pause, reflect, and redirect. Self-compassion is essential. The path of mastery is rarely smooth, and all are prone to distraction or hesitation. Recognizing the lapse without judgment while recommitting to presence and mindful action strengthens the mind and the spirit. Each ignored sign holds a lesson about attentiveness, patience, and the courage to respond. Growth is always possible when the heart returns to openness, when the mind cultivates stillness, and when the self chooses alignment over avoidance. By embracing both accountability and compassion, one transforms past oversight into wisdom. Life's guidance is not a demand but an invitation to listen more closely, act more consciously, and honor the subtle sacred currents that flow through every moment. In doing so, stagnation gives way to renewal, and loss becomes a doorway to understanding and mastery. There is a rhythm to life that cannot be rushed, a cadence that unfolds according to its own wisdom. Knowledge alone does not grant understanding. Readiness does. The divine speaks when the heart is prepared to hear, when the mind is steady, and when the spirit has cultivated the patience to receive. Lessons often arrive not in the moment we desire, but when we are equipped to act upon them with clarity and purpose. In the quiet practice of Shaolin, mastery is never immediate. Every stance, every strike, every breath is repeated, refined, and absorbed over years. The monk learns that skill emerges not from haste, but from steady, deliberate effort. Patience is not passive waiting, it is active preparation. The body and mind are trained so that when opportunity comes, the response is precise, grounded, and aligned with deeper truth. In this same way, spiritual guidance requires readiness, cultivated through reflection, discipline, and awareness. Divine timing is often subtle. A message may linger in the periphery, a gentle nudge that seems delayed or faint. Yet to trust in this timing is to honor the process of growth itself. Impatience can cloud perception, while vigilance and presence allow the guidance to be recognized and embraced when it arrives. There is a quiet power in aligning with this flow. Actions become more effective, insight comes more clearly, and challenges are met with composure. To embrace divine timing is to balance alertness with surrender. It is to prepare the self steadily while allowing life to deliver lessons in their perfect moment. The heart that waits with awareness, the mind that listens with patience, and the spirit that remains disciplined will find that guidance, once subtle, becomes unmistakable. Readiness, cultivated with care, opens the doors that mere knowledge cannot, revealing the path in its full clarity and precision. Understanding guidance is only the beginning. True mastery is found in living it, in becoming a vessel through which wisdom flows. Each lesson absorbed carries an invitation to act, to embody the insights in thought, word, and deed. Spiritual growth is not measured by knowledge alone, but by how faithfully it is reflected in daily life. A life aligned with truth becomes a conduit, a bridge between the seen and unseen. The ancients knew this well. Teachings were not meant to remain in the mind, but to ripple outward, shaping character, choices, and the world around them. Small acts of integrity, honesty in speech, patience in moments of challenge compassion in interactions create currents that extend far beyond the self. Each conscious action strengthens connection to the divine, transforming understanding into living presence. To embody lessons requires discipline and attentiveness. It is easy to hear guidance and nod in agreement, yet more difficult to apply it when emotions rise, circumstances challenge, or desires tempt. The path of mastery calls for consistency, for mindful alignment in every interaction. Like a monk practicing daily forms, repetition and conscious effort shape not only skill, but the character that can sustain it. Sharing insights with integrity deepens the cycle of growth. One does not need grand gestures. Even quiet example and gentle counsel carry power. Wisdom expressed with humility and authenticity resonates, inviting others to awaken while reinforcing the practitioner's own connection to truth. In this way, living as a conduit is both responsibility and grace. Every choice, every act aligned with higher principles strengthens the inner self and opens channels to the divine. Life becomes a dialogue, not just a journey, each moment an opportunity to honor the guidance received and to become the living embodiment of the lessons meant to guide, heal, and illuminate. Wisdom without action remains a seed that never sprouts, and action without reflection can wander aimlessly. True mastery lies in the balance between inward contemplation and outward manifestation. The heart must pause to understand, the mind must observe, and yet both must move with intention in the world. This dance between stillness and activity allows guidance to take root, shaping life in alignment with purpose rather than habit. Daily practice is the bridge between insight and living truth. A quiet morning reflection can illuminate patterns unnoticed the day before. Mindful breathing, journaling, or meditative pauses create space to perceive subtle nudges from the divine. When these moments of awareness are paired with deliberate action, speaking with honesty, acting with compassion, choosing with care, the lessons become embodied. Life transforms from mere existence into a conscious dialogue with higher guidance. Ancient teachings emphasize that every act carries spiritual weight. Even small gestures, when informed by reflection, ripple outward in unseen ways. The Shaolin path teaches that repetition and discipline are not for show, but for integration. Movements practiced slowly and with attention become instinct. Wisdom, lived without thought, becomes second nature. Similarly, spiritual lessons must move from mind to heart to hand, becoming part of daily rhythm, woven seamlessly into work, relationships, and choices. Awareness alone is not enough, yet action without clarity risks straying from truth. The path of mastery asks for both: to observe carefully, to listen fully, and then to act with intention. Each day offers countless opportunities to practice this integration, each moment a chance to align reflection with movement. In cultivating this balance, the individual becomes not only receptive to guidance, but also a living expression of it, harmonizing inner insight with outward life, and allowing the sacred whispers to shape every step along the way. Every message carries weight, yet the most profound guidance is often quiet, subtle, and patient. Awareness allows us to see what is often hidden. Choice reminds us that action is required, and discipline strengthens the mind to recognize and respond. Intuition guides like a gentle compass, and divine timing ensures that lessons arrive when we are ready to receive them. These principles, practiced together, form a path toward inner mastery and deeper connection with the divine. God's message is both urgent and compassionate. It reaches out not to punish, but to awaken, to offer clarity, understanding, and the opportunity for transformation. Every challenge, every subtle nudge, and every quiet moment of reflection is a call to align with truth and purpose. The invitation now is simple: act mindfully. Observe, reflect, and respond with intention. Let the lessons you have heard take root in daily life, guiding thoughts, words, and actions. Each step aligned with wisdom strengthens not only your own spirit, but the presence of the divine in the world around you. May this message be a gentle reminder to pause, listen, and honor the subtle guidance that surrounds you. Let patience, awareness, and disciplined action lead the way, transforming each day into a practice of presence and purpose. If this message resonates, join us on the journey. Like this video, subscribe to Shaolin Soulfire, and continue exploring the path of inner mastery, mindful living, and spiritual awakening. Peace be with you, and may every step you take be guided by clarity, courage, and heart.